Breaking this Thursday, a political assassination. MAGA commentator Charlie Kirk shot dead.
A young man walks onto a stage, ready to speak, ready to rally, ready to be heard. The crowd is alive with energy until one single sound changes everything. A gunshot. Panic erupts. Within seconds, America's political landscape is shaken to its core, but here's the chilling twist. Weeks before this shocking incident, a mysterious track appeared online. Its title? Charlie Kirk Dead at 31. Now the world is asking, was this just a coincidence? Or a dark prophecy waiting to unfold? Stay with me, because what I'm about to uncover will leave you questioning everything. Charlie Kirk was no ordinary name. At just 31 years old, he had built a reputation as one of the most controversial and influential conservative voices in America. Loved by some, despised by others, his presence always commanded attention. But what happened on that stage in Utah turned him from a political figure into the center of a national tragedy. Reports confirm he was struck by a sniper's bullet during a live event, in front of a stunned audience. Chaos followed, and soon the entire nation was watching in disbelief. Yet beyond the horror of that day lies a disturbing discovery. A month earlier, a little-known music artist uploaded a track with an ominous title, Charlie Kirk Dead at 31. How could anyone have predicted such a chilling headline? Was it a strange coincidence? A cruel joke? Or something much darker? In this video, we'll break down the full story. The shocking shooting, the mysterious song, the flood of online conspiracies, and finally, the truth behind it all. Just 1 month before the shooting, deep in the corners of SoundCloud, a track quietly appeared. It wasn't flashy, it wasn't mainstream, it was just another instrumental upload in a sea of millions. But its title sent shivers down spines once the news broke. Charlie Kirk Dead at 31. The artist? A shadowy name. God's finest scalpel. No photos, no public presence, just a handful of tracks floating online. At first, almost no one noticed it. The song sat there, gathering dust, until the moment tragedy struck. That's when the internet rediscovered it, and within hours it went viral. People couldn't believe the timing. How could a track with such a title exist before Charlie Kirk's shooting? Was it a sick coincidence? Or an eerie prediction? Screenshots of the upload date flooded social media. Threads on Reddit, X, and Facebook exploded with theories. For some, it felt supernatural. For others, it was the work of someone who knew too much. And suddenly, a song that once seemed meaningless was being treated like a prophecy. September 10th, 2025, Utah Valley University. Charlie Kirk steps onto the stage, greeted by thunderous applause. Cameras flash, phones rise in the air, supporters eager to capture every word. But just minutes into his speech, everything changes. A single crack echoes through the auditorium. Confusion turns to chaos. Some think it's fireworks, others freeze. But within seconds, the horror becomes clear. Charlie Kirk has been shot. Witnesses describe the moment as surreal, panic spreading like wildfire, people ducking for cover, screams filling the room. Security rushed the stage, dragging Kirk's body behind a barricade as the crowd scrambled for safety. Emergency sirens wailed as paramedics fought desperately to keep him alive. He was rushed to the hospital, but the damage was done. America's political arena was shaken to its very core. Investigators later confirmed that the shot did not come from inside the auditorium. It was fired from above, most likely a sniper positioned on a nearby rooftop. Police quickly recovered a rifle, and the scene was swarming with FBI and state officials within minutes. By nightfall, the entire nation knew. Social media lit up with breaking news alerts while television networks interrupted broadcasts. For millions of Americans, disbelief turned into heartbreak. But amidst the shock and grief, one detail began to surface, one that made the tragedy even more chilling. That SoundCloud track uploaded weeks earlier suddenly didn't feel like coincidence anymore. it felt like a warning. As news of the shooting spread, the internet went into overdrive. But it wasn't just the tragedy that people were talking about, it was the song. Screenshots of the SoundCloud track titled Charlie Kirk Dead at 31 started flooding every corner of social media. On Reddit, long threads popped up overnight, with users dissecting the upload date and asking the same haunting question. Did someone know this was going to happen? On X, formerly Twitter, conspiracy accounts exploded with theories. Some insisted that the mysterious artist, God's finest scalpel, was directly involved, maybe even the shooter. Others claimed the track was a coded message, a kind of digital warning that the world had ignored. But the theories didn't stop there. Whispers spread about secret societies, political enemies, and even supernatural forces. Some argued that this was no accident at all, but a staged event designed to send a message. Predictive programming, they called it. And the more people speculated, the more the mystery grew. Even the artist's name fueled suspicion. God's finest scalpel. It sounded poetic to some, sinister to others, like a deliberate choice to hint at violence. But not everyone bought into the theories. Skeptics called it coincidence, nothing more. They pointed out that thousands of obscure tracks are uploaded daily with provocative or shocking titles. To them, this was just one of those rare moments where reality seemed to collide with art in the darkest way imaginable. Still, the debate raged on. For every voice calling it chance, 10 more claimed it was proof of something bigger. And as social media boiled over, law enforcement had to step in, warning the public not to spread false information while the investigation continued. But by then, it was too late. The internet had already turned a tragedy into a breeding ground for fear, suspicion, and conspiracy. With conspiracies spiraling out of control, investigators and fact-checkers rushed to clear the air. So what's real, and what's nothing more than internet smoke and mirrors? First, the song itself. Yes, the SoundCloud track titled Charlie Kirk, Dead at 31 is real. Yes, it was uploaded weeks before the shooting. That much is confirmed. But here's the catch. There is absolutely no verified link between the artist and the attack. Police have not named the musician as a suspect, and no credible outlet has tied them to the crime. Second, the upload date. While many point to it as proof of prophecy, experts explain that millions of tracks with bizarre, even morbid titles are uploaded every day. Most fade into obscurity. This one only resurfaced because reality, tragically, seemed to mirror the title. Third, the suspect. Authorities have confirmed that Kirk was struck by a sniper's bullet, but they have not connected any public figure, artist, or group directly to the shooting. Theories about hidden societies, coded warnings, or inside jobs remain just that. Theories. Finally, the bigger picture. Media watchdogs warn that viral speculation can quickly cross the line into misinformation, sometimes even interfering with ongoing investigations. By chasing conspiracies, people risk burying the truth under layers of rumor. So here's the truth. The track exists. The shooting happened. But the connection between the two? As of now, unproven. And yet, that unanswered question, that what if, is exactly what keeps people awake at night. When we step back from the noise, the theories, and the headlines, we're left with something even more unsettling. The way tragedy can blur the line between coincidence and destiny. Throughout history, moments like this have always captivated us. The eerie novel that seems to foreshadow a disaster. The song lyric that mirrors a real-life tragedy. The piece of art that feels like a prophecy. We call it coincidence, but deep down, part of us wonders, is it something more? Charlie Kirk was not just a political figure, he was a symbol. To his supporters, a fighter for their values. To his critics, a lightning rod for controversy. But symbols don't die quietly. Their stories echo, twist, and take on lives of their own. And when a song titled Charlie Kirk Dead at 31 suddenly collides with reality, it doesn't just feel like news, it feels like fate playing a cruel trick. For many, that's why this story hits so hard. It's not just about a man, a bullet, or a shooter. It's about the haunting feeling that our lives are not entirely our own, that sometimes we're characters in a story being written a little long before we even step on stage. And whether you believe it was coincidence or something darker, one thing is certain. The mystery of that song will forever shadow the memory of Charlie Kirk's final moments. So, what do we make of this? A man rises to speak, is struck down by a sniper's bullet, and weeks earlier, a song with his name and age already hinted at his death. Coincidence? Or a chilling glimpse into something we may never fully understand? Some will say it's random chance. Others will insist it's a prophecy, a warning, or even part of a larger plan. But the truth lies somewhere between fact and fear. A space where mystery thrives and where every unanswered question keeps us looking for more. But now I want to hear from you. Do you think this was just a cruel coincidence? Or do you believe there's more to the story than meets the eye? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'll be reading every one of them. And if you found this story as haunting as I did, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the stories that shake the world. Because sometimes the truth is stranger and far darker than fiction.